For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
There's so much political excitement and at the same time embarrassment occurring in St. Lucia. Welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. And of course, that is NewsSpin on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel and Power 97.9 FM. During the course of the broadcast, Amanda will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. And of course, we'll be engaging another when you call at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Happy Thursday to you. My name is Timothy Poleon, and we go up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Our NewsSpin question of the day reads, what should the ideal candidate selection process entail? What should the ideal candidate selection process entail? And this is coming against the embarrassment or the background of what transpired last evening on the DBS program News Maker Live. And we have some of your responses. Allow me to go through some of them. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, the process of selecting the ideal candidate should adhere to a structured, transparent, and consistent approach, regardless of the board entrusted with the final decision. Another person says, thing is, everyone deserves a bit of respect, especially when it comes to being in the public eye. This here should have been handled behind closed doors or simple email. The caller stated that the email was sent. He just had to inform him to go look at it. He didn't have to say exactly what was on it. That was gross disrespect, which deserves an apology. Another comment, the process works as it is. The branch nominates a few people and the National Council does background checks and interviews and the candidate is endorsed. If there is anything that comes up before the final announcement is made, the political leader can refer it back to the National Council for another decision. So the party has successfully selected 12 candidates so far. Let's wait to see the announcement of all 17 before we get into criticizing the process, which seems to have worked well so far. In the comment, I have always said, and I will say it again, chairpersons and executive members do not win seats. The community does. Another comment. Let the constituents decide who they prefer. Example, create a platform for them to debate what really are their intentions for the constituency. Most constituency branches are corrupt, including the delegates. Another comment. I've always said, let the district choose their representatives. Win or lose, they will be responsible. If someone wants to run, let them have primary elections and let the people choose. Party executives could be biased and show favoritism. Another one says, let the people in the constituencies or delegates choose who they want and not necessarily who the party leaders actually want. If it's a close call, then have a by-election. The SLP may not necessarily want Arif, but the people wanted him. Some more of your comments. Every company has their own policies, but none one that will break the laws of a country. So a political party is no different, where they should draft their policies as to how selection of a candidate process will be. And anyone who wishes to be part of that political party will have to go through that process, where they will have to read or give a copy of the drafted policies of that political party and sign up only if they are willing to align with such agreements. If there is a fee to be paid, it must be clear in that agreement, especially if it is non-refundable. Okay, just some of the comments that I could go through at this time. Once again, reaction to or responses to our NewsSpin question of the day. What should the ideal candidate selection process entail? Now, it certainly can be something that is emotional, because you're talking about human beings. And to get to the point of selecting one candidate for a particular constituency, where, for example, you have multiple individuals stating an interest, there will be factions that will be created, that will emerge, where one set of people, although they are part of a constituency group and part of a political party, will have preference for one individual or another. Now, it might not be for the correct reasons, and those reasons no doubt should entail likability, the person's ability to articulate their plans for a constituency, their ability to follow the rules and regulations of the party, to identify with the ideology of the party, the ability as well to work with other people, including the political leader. It's not based on emotions, or I feel that this individual stand a better chance of winning that seat compared to another individual. It also has to be scientific as well. You carry out with different polls, and as somebody indicated there in response to our NewsSpin question of the day, you could have a situation where those people sell themselves to the membership of that constituency group. But it is something that is fraught with a lot of challenges. And just ask the various general secretaries of existing and past political parties in St. Lucia. I'm sure they will agree. Likewise, the political leaders. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing where you have a contest that is openly being played out for everyone to see. Now, the opposing side will certainly engage in schadenfreude, will celebrate the fact that, this particular party, they seem to have some kind of disagreements over which individual to select and so on. It says another thing, that there's democracy. Democracy is at play. And this issue that has emerged there, this problem that has emerged there, is not unique to any one political party in St. Lucia. Those of you who are following the politics, you would know that the St. Lucia Labour Party has gone through this in the process, and likewise the United Workers' Party. Those two main parties are the ones that are likely to go through that kind of internecine warfare, if you want to call it that, because they are more likely, you are more likely to be successful on a St. Lucia Labour Party ticket or on a United Workers' Party ticket. But when those disagreements surface, I think it's a situation where, if it is in the case of the constituency group, if it has happened at that particular level, the problem has surfaced at that particular level, then you need to go back to the drawing board and to revisit how you handle issues of that nature, and what errors were made, and how you have to rectify those problems going forward. Because I don't think that anyone would say that it's bad if you make a mistake, but it is your ability to remedy that error and not to repeat it. So last evening, on the DBS program News Make Alive, by the way, this program has been on for a very long time. It came on the scene in April of 1997, and that was just before the May 23rd general election of that year, when the St. Lucia Labour Party captured 16 of the island's 17 electoral seats. So News Make Alive has been around for a very long time. So Mr. Dennis Taro Leo was my guest, and he appeared to be very comfortable, confident, and he appeared to be also, he came across as a team player. He kept saying that I feel I'm the better guy, but what if the other individual who's in that contest emerges victorious? I will support him as well. And the unthinkable happened. Somebody who is claiming to be a delegate of the Castries South constituency group did reveal, whether it's true or not, I have not been able to prove that he sent an email to Mr. Leo saying that, yes, thank you that you were interested, you went through the process over several months, etc. We admire your tenacity and the sacrifices that you made, but we're looking forward to working with you in the future. But you were not the chosen candidate. And that was the message that was conveyed last evening on the program News Make Alive. And in that exchange, Mr. Leo said that he had not received an email. But let's listen to what transpired. Good evening, News Make Alive. You're on the air.
Good evening, Mr. Poleon.
Yes, sir. Good evening to you.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay, I'm a delegate for Castries South Branch.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Caro actually knows that at National Council, he was not selected to be the candidate.
I'm listening. So you're saying that basically a decision has been taken?
A decision has been taken. And I believe Mr. Caro has received a letter in email to let him know that a decision was taken. He is not the candidate. And we are willing for him to work with the constituency branch also.
Okay. When was that decision taken? And on what basis?
That decision was taken at the last Island National Council, I think in February, the party had.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you're saying that it has been communicated to him?
It has been communicated to him.
Okay, all right.
We support his endeavors. We love whatever he's doing, but we would also like for him to work with the branch and work with the candidate that was chosen for the branch.
Okay, you would want to communicate with the caller?
What's your name, sir? I mean, I can't recognize the voice.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm a delegate.
Sorry?
I'm a delegate. I'm also.
Yeah, I got that. I just want your name.
Well, anybody can claim to be a delegate.
Yes. Yeah. Let me know your name, yeah?
Okay, Mr. Caro, this is Mr. Law.
Mr. who?
Yeah, chairperson for Castries South Branch.
Okay, that's Mr. Law, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let me allow Mr. Leo to react to this.
Well,
all right, thank you.
He said he sent me an email. I have not seen the email. I mean, probably the email is in my... So I'll have to go, as soon as I leave, I'll go to my email immediately to check it out.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
All right, caller. We have another call. Good evening, Newsmaker Live. You'll have to react to this in terms of a decision has been taken according to...
Well, that's what, according to him. So unless I see the letter and I get confirmation from... then I'm practically just in neutral for now.
Right. And that was the exchange between an individual claiming to be a delegate of the Castries South constituency group and Mr. Dennis Taro Leo. But earlier on, this is the message that Taro conveyed during my discussion with him on the broadcast.
I presented myself to the people, and at the end of the day, the people's voice is what you need to listen to. And if they say it is me, then it's me. If they say it's him, it's him. And I wouldn't have a problem with it. In fact, I would be happy that he's successful, because I'm assuming that both of us are on the same path of development for Castries South. And once we are on the same path, we can work together. And of course, build Castries South. And it's not all over for me. It's the beginning of a long political life for me. And I'm sure if but Timothy, my strongest convictions is going to be me. Strongest convictions.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
The energy, the people around me. I mean, everything around me, everything is lining up. Everything's lining up. Where is he? I mean, like, where is he now? I don't want to engage in anything with him, but where is he? I'm here on the ground, doing the groundwork. I'm getting familiar with the people. What if election is called in 2 months' time? I would have have more coverage than him, made more connections than him, and we'd have more to catch up. So I think he might be in the lead on paper, but on the ground, my boot prints have left him a long time ago.
But if he's the chosen one, you're saying that you will?
Absolutely, because the system is not a rigged system where you hear one thing and then, I mean, I heard somebody say, but that's not true. It's not a rigged system. It's a very robust system. It has processes that you must follow every step of the way. So if he followed all and I followed all, and then he go past the finishing line before me, it's fine. I'll hold his hand in celebration, because it's for the good of the country and the good of Castries South anyway.
Dennis Taro Leo of the United Workers' Party. Our first call on line is the United Workers' Party candidate for Castries East. I think is on the line via WhatsApp. Say good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Timothy Poleon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Servant Peter Chico.
Good afternoon, sir.
Endorsed candidate for Castries East for the United Workers' Party. Team, I have been listening to some of the discussions over the process undertaken by the United Workers' Party. And I think I really want to make it clear so that everybody understands. We all went through the identical process. We were all asked to pay a $500 deposit. We were all asked to get references, and we were all asked to get a certificate of character. I would suppose I did it. We were all informed that we would have to undergo an interview and make a presentation to the constituency branch, and we were all informed that we were supposed to have with the National Council. So that is a standard across the board, and we all had to follow that standard. We were also all informed that in the situation, whoever is elected, the discussion with the National Council would decide which one of the candidates would be selected. We were all informed. Constituencies with more than one candidate, those would have been, well, at least my constituency, Castries East, I was told that if there are three of us. One is going to get selected. The others would be disappointed. That's exactly how they said it to me. So they asked me on more than one occasion, Mr. Chico, if you are the one who is not selected, would you continue working with the party and would you continue supporting the selected member? I said to them, yes, I would. This thing is not about me as an individual. It is about the country. And if we have to put the country first, we all have to come together to put the country first and work towards the betterment of the country. I went one step further to say to my executive that if I was not the one selected for the candidacy, I would be on the ground from the next day doing the work for the selected candidate. That was established. So I just wanted to tie that in with Mr. St. Rose. I don't know what the issue was, but with Mr. St. Rose, we explained what discussions he had, and I myself went through the identical thing. However, whatever happened in Castries East, because Castries East was the first constituency that was settled in terms.
Are you there? Is it Chico? Okay, continue.
Yes, I am there. Are you there?
Yes, continue.
Yes, the little push and pull we were getting in Castries in Castries East, I said at a few meetings that, look, this was unexpected and the party needs to do everything in its power to ensure that the other constituencies do not suffer that same fate. And I would suppose that the party would have put measures in place to deal with that. But one thing I could say for sure is the party itself would have informed the candidates that one person would have been selected, and that would have been communicated to the members or the applicants, and then they would have moved on from there. So each applicant would have supported whichever candidate that was selected. That's what I know, and that's what I could share with your listeners. And as far as I know, the process was robust, like Mr. Dennis Leo said. It was foolproof, and I didn't see an issue with the process because I went through the process. And if I was not the one selected, I myself would have been on the ground and doing the work with whichever candidate that was selected. I just wanted to share that to clear that issue.
Okay, sir.
Workers' Party selection.
Thank you so much. The United Workers' Party candidate for Castries East. And you just heard there from Mr. Peter Chico. Another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. You on the air? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon. Tim.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm okay. Good afternoon to you, Colin.
Amanda, how is your man?
Afternoon, Colin. I'm fine.
Okay, Tim. I want to say something this afternoon. I know it might offend some people, but why are Flambeau's their worst enemies? What Mr. Law did last night, you would never find an SLP chairperson for any constituency doing that. It was in very, very, very poor taste. And if he think he did it to destroy Taro, if he had the party's interest at heart, he would never do what he did last night. And but you know who I am, the party. I personally, Mr. Law should step down as chairman of the Castries South. Another thing I want to say, Tim, there's a process for the selection of a candidate. Okay, I was at a meeting at Fonse Jacques, not last year before, where the political leader came and he said that he's putting together to interview candidates and stuff. The National Council will do what they have to do. Then he has his little committee. He has the final say. When they come to him with whoever, if there's everything okay, he will okay. If there's things that he question, he will question. So if the National Council from February said they decided on, what's the minister's name, Mr. Descat, how many other Castries Central, Dennery North, they have been introduced to the public and everything like that. Not for once has the political leader or the executive of the party come forward and say that they have chosen somebody, because the process is still ongoing. If everything was copacetic, the same way they announced Rush Clark for Central Castries and this one for there, they would have mentioned and said who it was. So it was out of Mr. Law's place he did last night. Because there's always a problem in the UWP with chairpersons causing confusion, and they feel that whoever they want to run the seat, this is who that should be running. Some of them even threatening to resign. This needs to stop. If you're a chairperson of the party, you're supposed to, three candidates, you work with all three of them. You might have your little biases, but you don't show it out so much in the open. You know what hurt Mr. Law last night? Because he saw the amount of support that Taro was getting last night. And he has openly said, in fact, he didn't say it to me, but the word is on the ground that he is very much in support of, what's the man's name?
Mr. Tommy Descat.
Mr. Descat. Now, okay, you might have your own biases, but as chairperson of the you're supposed to work in the interest of the party, the country first, and the party. All of us have your biases, support we want, but you, as chairperson of the what you're doing there is dividing the constituency. You're dividing the constituency because the amount of support that Tikaro got last.
Okay, caller, your contribution is being interrupted intermittently. My apologies to that. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Good afternoon to you, Amanda. Let's find out what's happening in the chat room.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, News Spinners. Someone says here, why through email it's an insult as professionals? A News Spinner says, I just need to know what if that caller on Newsmaker Live last night was correct with his contribution. Now the comment reads, Tim, to me they don't trust TP to be the one to say yes or no after the process is final. That has happened 3 times. It needs to be stopped. I like the young man last night. Someone says there that delegate needs to be removed with immediate effect. Pure madness. Commentary reads, something like that should not be done by email to me. Get your act together. The process clearly is not effective. A News Spinner says here, where is UWP chairman today to clarify that mess? Another comment read, it's like UWP has no policy. They did the same while in office. Everyone believes they can speak out on party issues when and how they want. Another comment here reads, we should use this as a learning experience and adjust accordingly. Let us handle this internally, and I'm of the opinion that a vetting system for delegates needs to be as robust as that for a candidate. It appears that we have sheep in wolves' clothing. And another commentary reads, I don't doubt that the process was fair. However, the follow-up after the process was completed leaves more to be desired. I am sorry that this needs to be fixed. This can't be happening over and over again. There are persons with human emotions and you need to deal with them as such.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Let's find out what's happening on the WhatsApp platform. I think Rick Quinn is on. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
So 2 things. First of all, last night I was going to call until the mess began. I was going to call to suggest to you that you and Mr.
Leo.
What's his name?
Leo.
No, not on Leo. Your caller, Dragon what?
Oh, the Golden Dragon.
Golden Dragon. That you and the Golden Dragon have at least once a month shows us between the two of you.
No.
I think you would keep St. Lucia.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I have better things to do, Rick. Come on.
That is what makes it. That's what makes this combination so good, because you drop things on. I suspect not necessarily with the intention to humor, but by the reaction of Golden Dragon, it comes across like planned, orchestrated, scripted humor. And you guys are just about the best kind of comedy there is, because the humor is not intended, but boy, it's rib shattering. You guys were very, very good. I thought you were going to tell him last night that yes, indeed, there were going to be 2 carnivals this year. One at whatever date you told him, and his.
Yes, he made
I fully anticipated that, but typically you kept that quiet. That came on a far, far, far more serious note. I consider myself highly disciplined, which comes out of bodybuilding and so on. And writing, you cannot be indisciplined and expect to do good writing or sports generally. Key. But let me get on the better note first. I am not interested, Jim, believe it or not. I am not campaigning for any party. If you were to, in private or even publicly, ask me what I thought of particular politicians on the political scene, I just might tell you, but very much my personal views. But I'm not into campaigning for anybody. Them days are over, pardon my dog. Them days are over. So when I speak to you, it is me speaking, and it's always very funny when I watch your chat room, whether the praise Rick or step on Rick this week or today. It's always very, very funny. Tim, I was... Oh, that dog of mine. Please, can you bear with me?
Rick, you didn't feed the dog today?
Eh?
You didn't feed the dog, I suspect.
The dog is just a pain in the ear. It's a great alert dog, so anything passes
it is as loquacious as its owner.
I don't know how to take that, Jim. I don't know how to take that. You can't create my chien. Yeah? You can't create my chien, Tim.
Awa.
Okay, barking dogs. So, yeah, Tim, I am not easily impressed. And the things I look for are scarce in St. Lucia. That young man was telegenic. He looked healthy. He looked astute and sharp. His answers were original. I will give you one example. You asked him a question relating to how he knows what's going on or something to that effect. And this gentleman said that he's a teacher and the number of years he's been a teacher. And from his students, what they reflect, their persona, their character, what they look like, are they underweight or otherwise, how they speak, the subjects that they deal with, and so on. He forms a clear impression of what their homes are like, where they come from, and so on. Plus the fact that, because he refers particularly to the area he's interested in. I thought that was a very original statement. He spoke a number of other things. I'm not going to go into, but I was he's very articulate, and I was in communication with somebody addressing him, analyzing him, and scoring him. And when you asked him what he thought was needed for a good politician or a good MP or whatever, he told you a number of things that were fine. And I wrote a note to my friend, WhatsApp, and I said, the number one requirement for me is character. And from character flows these other good, all the other good things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was kind of disappointed he didn't say. But then when you asked him to close, and he said he was thankful to his parents for imbuing him with character. All the other things he had said were kind of synonyms of, but then when he said character, oh, I was sold on him. You asked him about the gravy train, and I wish I'd given you a different answer, but highly impressed. So when those calls started coming to him, I wondered, even now, why are we discussing what we really don't give a damn about, really? We only want to be impressed with the candidates presented. How do these people go about presenting their, not presenting, pick candidates? No business of mine. I don't give a damn. I am interested in what they present to the public. And whatever it takes to get the as perfect a candidate as they can, I am grateful. But I'm not interested in how. I remember when I used to participate as a reporter and otherwise in the runoffs that the Labour Party had. Yeah. That was interesting because it was almost like an open election again. That was interesting, so you could cover it and so on and so on. But no, I keep on saying, that Kenny Anthony, give him his damn jacket. Kenny Anthony took what was a rabble and turned it into a tight organization. And that caller earlier on is right. With Leo Clark in charge, I do not expect any of that kind of nonsensical, demeaning, stupid, unintelligent, thoughtless, mindless calling stations to discuss what should be private. Private. Kenny Anthony, among the first things he established in 97 was that party business would not be discussed outside without permission. He got into trouble with all the people, my friend Tom Walcott, on that. But you have to admit that in his time, there were party at least in his time.
Rick, it cannot be helter-skelter. There must be some level of discipline, when you're embarking upon things of that nature. Because, you're you're supposed to be part of a unit, discuss things behind closed doors, and know what you're going to disseminate to the public. Not that you're going to mislead people. No, you're not going to mislead people. But you ensure that the process is as thorough as possible behind closed doors, and then
especially Tim, especially after you are then called upon, people like me, to do a little investigation, and then you discover a bunch of negative crap. Mm-hmm. Like, because I like that candidate, I'm going to sabotage that one, all in the name of a party or other people's names. That's what's going on here. If that were my party, of course, this is the wrong time to start any troubles within a party, internecine warfare and whatnot. And that's why I guess I could never be a politician in St. Lucia, because discipline is my number one thing. But if I were a leader of an organization and a chairman or somebody holding a position like that would make such a public call and inspire similar calls without my knowing it, my knowledge, he would not be chairman for long. That's my personal view. I don't know how these guys work their business, who can fire who, etc., etc. But it kind of suggests that if somebody is not in charge, of what the party does, the implication is that will they be in charge and in control of things in government?
Yeah.
That is what is inspired by such stupidity. So I don't want to lay blame on the party or the young man. I thought the young man, and by the way, he handled himself perfectly. He hasn't called you. I suspect he probably won't call like he promised to, because that is private. Whatever was written in the letter he promised to read to you, and all the other things. And he didn't come up with any bitterness either. He actually said that if he was not chosen, I think he said that.
Yes.
He would be prepared to work with a chosen candidate. Mm-hmm. That's class, Tim. That's class. That is having your mindset on a goal, But we have, not just in our politics, we have that kind of indiscipline and malpale and talking out of turn and mipui and obia and bullshit. I'm writing about that right now. It's really disgusting, and it doesn't only affect our politics. It affects business, our personal relationships, and so on and so on. We really got to put a cap on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rick. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It's called NewsSpin, still to come. T. Caro has just sent me a note. I'm referring there to Dennis T. Caro Leo. He has just sent me a note. I'll be going through it in just a moment. First, Quick Delivery Office along the Monjuro Highway next to the barber shop is having a huge damaged thin set sale this Saturday, March the 22nd. Regular gray thin set $20 per bag. All-purpose white thin set $40 per bag. Great deals on coral tiles too. Sale starts from 9 o'clock in the morning and concludes at 3 in the afternoon. Give them a call at 719-3278. That is 719-3278 for more information. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
KFC has done it again. Introducing the Wow Box, the ultimate meal deal that'll have you saying wow. For just $23, you get one crispy, juicy KFC sandwich, one piece of finger-licking good chicken, a serving of hot golden fries, more flavor, more crunch, more wow, all in one box. Hurry to KFC and grab yours now. Dine in, drive through, or order online at kfcslu.com. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbute at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you. Just for me? Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience. So I get to treat myself every time I shop? Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
So fast pay, a new and easy way to pay. So fast pay, so fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So fast pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. So fast pay, so fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Are you tired of going from doctor to doctor, spending time and money, yet still not getting the answers you need? Now, at La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, we bring you the latest in medical technology, our state-of-the-art radiation-free full-body MRI. With unmatched accuracy, we can detect illnesses early, giving you the answers you deserve and the treatment you need, saving lives and saving money. No doctor referral needed. Results in just 24 to 48 hours. Plus, a free consultation with a doctor to explain all your results in detail. Don't wait. Take advantage of this special offer and book your full body MRI at our Cocoville, Rodney Bay, or Castries locations. Call 451-6559 now. La Clinique du Corps. Your health is our priority.
Essie, don't tell me that tire flat again. I just changed that tire.
Wait, what? You just changed that tire?
Well, I bought a used one because you didn't give me enough money.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what? Chivi's Tire Shop only carry brand new quality tires at affordable prices with free installation.
Hey, it seems you're working at Chivi's Tire Shop. How you know all that?
Come on, Brenda. The tire shop down the road from our home in the American Drywall Building.
Oh yes, I forgot. Well, you know what, Patrick? Let's go there right now. Take your wallet. Let's go.
Chivi's Tire Shop, located at the American Drywall Building, Vic Butay. Call or WhatsApp 584-5986. Chivi's Tire Shop. Pay less, drive more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and it's aired on Power 97.9 FM, also on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. In a moment, we'll continue with your calls, your WhatsApp messages, and of course, Amanda will continue to go through some of the comments in the chat room. First, we have a note coming from Dennis Taro Leo. It reads, "To the people of Castries South, I sincerely apologize for any confusion or concern that may have arisen last night during Newsmaker Live. I urge the people of Castries South to keep the faith and stay strong, as your resilience and unity are vital during these times. I, Dennis Leo, wish to categorically reiterate that I am not the chosen candidate for Castries South. The party has a robust and transparent system for selecting candidates, and in due time, the people of Castries South will be informed of the chosen candidate when the party is ready to make that announcement. Our country faces many challenges, and together, we are working to transform governance and address the issues that affect us all. I also want to emphasize that I am not a violator of laws. I remain a committed civil servant, and there are limits to how far I can engage in political matters while upholding my professional responsibilities. Thank you for your understanding and continued support. Sincerely, Dennis Taro Leo." 452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, again 716-2026. Let's see if we have a call on the landline. In the meantime, let me go through this WhatsApp message. "I'm impressed with Mr. Leo. It's noble when young people offer themselves to serve their country. I wish Mr. Leo the best. Fire upon the so-called delegate who tried to derail him." Let's see if I could go through a WhatsApp message. It reads, "Tim's so-called party chairman is a complete embarrassment to the United Workers' Party. If he has any class, he will step down immediately. That was sheer ignorance on his part last night. What a shame." We have a call? Okay, let's take a call on the WhatsApp platform. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
I must say that last night I was very impressed with the gentleman, Mr. Taro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you want to become a candidate, you want to serve your country, you don't have to be a boss. And this gentleman, he have a lot of different qualities in him, Tim. He looks so humble. In spite of some of the callers, one or two callers were trying to bash him, he still remained calm. He's so humble. I truly say that I was very impressed with him, and he have a good mindset, and he was so humble, and I think he would be, to me, if I had my way, I would give him my support, because I was so happy. I said these are the kind of politician that we need in our country to serve us, because all of our politician team, they are coming like bosses. They want to boss you around. They don't come to serve. And this gentleman, I think the party should give him a chance. so that he can come and serve the people. Because I can see the present rep they have there, he's too much of a boss. He's not a servant. So we need a servant team. We need a lot of servant here now to serve the people. Because most politicians now, they are just here to just boss people around. They want to just have things their way. You understand? So we should have more people like Mr. Taro. You understand? I can say truly that if they give him a chance, he would do a good job. Because I watched him last night and then I said, that's the right man for the job. So, Tim, I thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for calling. The other individual who is under consideration for the candidacy of the Castries South seat or constituency for the United Workers' Party is one Mr. Tommy Descat. Maybe people probably have not seen him, but we have a video of him on screen now where you can watch via Facebook and YouTube. He is an economist and he currently works with the Caribbean Development Bank, and he also worked with the Ministry of Economic Development in St. Lucia. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let's see if we have a call on the landline. In the meantime, let's see what's happening via your various WhatsApp messages. Somebody says they're via WhatsApp. Okay, let's see there. Okay, I can't go through this one. We have another messages. Somebody says that, Tim, I would have thought that Mr. Leo would wait to be approved as a candidate before coming out to the public, and as much as I detest Mr. Law's disrespect, if this is true, I blame Mr. Leo. In any event, should it be the executive of United Workers' Party to present the candidates to the public? Remember that Mr. Leo did not appear on the broadcast as a candidate, as one was chosen to do battle for the UWP in Castries South. I think we have a call on the landline, do we? No, we don't. All right, let's find out what's happening in the chat room.
Tim, a commentary reads, Tim announced yesterday who would be his guest for Newsmaker Live, so the chairman could have called Taro and informed him about the email just in case he missed it. A NewsSpinner says, Tim, I believe you now that you are not biased, because there is no way you would have known about this and allowed Taro to come on your show. Another comment reads, Labour will win the elections hands down. Someone says, then why someone from the party did not call to clarify? Commenter reads, Flubbers always had their people, but what I'm saying, if y'all Flubbers knew y'all would pick, why did y'all take the people's monies? A NewsSpinner says, Mr. Thorold Prudent, please call and clarify the same way you called to deal with Mr. St. Rose. The comment reads, yes, Rick, you are correct. Taro presented very well last night, eloquent, sharp, and current with his responses, as well as he came off being authentic. Someone says, has this Tommy person been addressing all the current issues publicly? On what basis is he better than Taro? The comment reads, if the top UWPs do not clear that mess up, I do not want to hear anything they have to say about SLP. NewsSpinner says, I guess the UWP wants to send someone on par with Healy. No disrespect to Taro because he handled himself quite well. Our system of politics is such that we need the candidates to win the seat, yet we need the so-called bright minds to run the country. How do we strike the right balance? Well, history showing us the bright fellas are not so glowing. Now the commentary is, the communication on all candidate selections outcomes should only be done by the central executive only. 3 strikes and you're out. There is something fundamentally wrong here. Someone says, I truly hope Taro will be given the opportunity to serve even if he was not chosen as a candidate. What a man. And that's it for me, Tim.
All right, thank you so much, Amanda. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And let us see if we have a call on the landline at 452-2979. And remember, via WhatsApp as well at 716-2026. Okay, let's take a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
Amanda, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, caller.
You see what class is? Pure class on the Carol's blood. Pure class. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
a young man that I've known. He's a friend of my eldest son. We are very close. But I'm not here to endorse him. But over the past 3 to 4 weeks, the opposition leader have been on your shows, whether via telephone or live. And we've always been saying we have 12 new endorsed candidates. You've heard that before, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
12 new endorsed candidates. And I think that all those 12 candidates know who they are. He said they have known who they are. So when the callers are bashing this person or that organization or that organization, we should go back to him, listen to what Mr. Shastri have always said, that they have 12 new endorsed candidates. So it's a fallacy to believe that any of those persons who appeared on your shows previously, Mr. St. Rose, not Picaro. Picaro is genuine, right? But the candidates, the endorsed candidates, know who they are. My information is that some of them are on contract with some NGOs or some other institution, and they cannot reveal themselves yet. So that's why they are not in the open. Now, Tim, I'm subject to correction. But the candidates know who they are. Okay, Tim? Thank you, bro.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let me see if I have a WhatsApp message to go through. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, Champagne, Tikaro. All right, okay, not worth reading at all. Okay, let's see if we have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin on the air. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you are on the air. Go ahead, please.
My question here is, the chairman called last night and he mentioned that an email had been sent to Tikaro regarding candidates.
Mm-hmm.
However, in Tikaro's note to you today, it made no reference to the email or its contents. Instead, he only expressed gratitude to the people of Castries South for the support. So I must ask, well, his silence on the matter raises questions about whether he deliberately avoided addressing the email, overlooked it, or chose to focus solely on acknowledging his supporters. He said nothing regarding the email, that he got the email, etc. So probably he can perhaps give us an update on this.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, ma'am. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Again, 716-2026. And let me see if I have any of your WhatsApp messages to go through there. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, the chairperson should not have called the show to inform Tikaro that he was not selected. Unacceptable, and he should resign. We have another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, team.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Guy Joseph. First Deputy Political Leader of the UWP. What's in your mind, sir?
Tim, I see from your show last night, a lot of discussion has been generated as a result of what transpired. Now, I will make one statement very clear. Democracy is alive and well in the United Workers' Party. And Tim, it's because of the democratic process that the United Workers' Party follows in candidate selection that you have all of these challenges. And I see them as challenges and opportunities to learn from. Because it is a new process of candidate selection that has been adopted by the United Workers' Party. Because we saw that runoff situation, which somehow started with the Labour Party, but found itself in the United Workers' Party, was detrimental to the process for us. And I think you would recall it was detrimental to the Labour Party.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I hear Labour rights want to get involved in what is happening internally in UWP and want to call out. Have these same Labour rights forgotten thing that you remember what happened in Choiseul in 2021 thing?
Yeah. Involving Dr.
Was it
Dr. Senrose?
2021 or
Yeah.
20?
I think 2016.
16?
I think it's 2016.
Dr. Senrose.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he a candidate for the Labour Party? Or a potential candidate? Was not fair to him. You recall these incidents, Tim?
Very much so. It's well documented.
Exactly. And he went very far. So when I hear people talk about another Senrose or wanting to run independent because he felt the process was not fair to him, is that new? Is that something that is only with the United Workers' Party? You see, political parties are a reflection of the society, you know. The people we have in political parties didn't come from Mars or Jupiter, you know. Or they didn't come from Barbados or Jamaica or the US, you know. St. Lucians. These are the people involved in the process. Now, people may tell you, oh, you're calling to make excuses. For those who want to say what's happening, I can tell you, the PRO of the St. Lucia Labour Party, as I speak, is hard on the ground campaigning when Labour Party has a sitting MP, a minister in government, and a parliamentary representative for Castries Southeast. Yet still the PRO of the Labour Party is going house to house. The most recent meeting was in the Sandife area with the residents. And as they go, as the residents call me and tell me what is going on and what is being said. But Tim, that's not my business. That is for the Labour Party. That is for Philip J. Pierre to handle. Not for the UWP to come and tell the Labour Party how to go about selecting their candidates. So I'm sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what is happening. Because the Labour Party is doing the work for us in Castries Southeast, Team. Because the Labour Party is campaigning against itself in Castries Southeast. So you think that I have a problem with that? I welcome that, Team. I welcome all the things that the present potential candidate is saying about the present parliamentary rep. So, and Labour Rights want to call your show and say how, or they want to send messages and say, look here, this and that. Taro never presented himself as a candidate to an endorsed candidate of the UWP. And I need to clarify something that your previous caller said. Your previous caller said that the political leader gave the impression that he already has 12 endorsed candidates. Now, I don't recall the exact words, but Tim, what the political leader was saying is that only 5 of the previous candidates had been endorsed to run the upcoming election. So it means that the other 12 candidates would be new candidates, not candidates who had run previously. So let's look at the 5 who have run previously. The leader himself and Bradley, the 2 sitting MPs. Then you have Herod, you have Dominic, and myself. So these are the 5 persons who had run elections previously on the team who would be running the upcoming election. It means that your other candidates would be, and there was a potential of a 6th candidate, but a decision had not been made. But at the time when the leader spoke, it was 5 persons who had run elections previously that had been endorsed. And in the political arena, things change. So, Tim, I don't want anybody to think that UWP is evading anything. Our business is in order. And will people be disgruntled when they are not chosen as a candidate? There will be, Tim. Because everybody have a certain level of support on the ground. That's why they put themselves up to be candidates. So let's look at what happened on your show last night, where Taro spoke as somebody who had applied to be a candidate and is still in the running to be a candidate for Castries South. Tim, the selection process for candidates is very clear. And for those who are not familiar, I will repeat it so they can understand. You send in an application, and I heard one of your WhatsApp messages was saying that, look here, if they know who they want already, why are they taking people's money? There is an application fee for persons to apply to be a candidate. And that is a system that is established by the party and endorsed by all of its delegates. You fill in the application, you pay the fee, and you have to meet all the requirements, police record, character references, all of the things that you would do in terms of what is required from a party perspective. Then you would go through a process of interview at the constituency level. You would be asked to make a presentation to your branch, and the branch would in turn evaluate your plans, whatever you are doing, and then they would forward the names, not a name, the names of persons to the party secretariat, who upon receiving these names, the party would go through a second level process of screening. They go into, these persons are now going to make a presentation to a select committee that is not known to anybody beforehand. So they would not know this person is on the committee, so they can come and influence. So if they know I'm on the committee, they can come and say, hey man, they can befriend me, they can say this, they can say that, they can make pitches as to why they think they are the best candidate. And that is why those persons process will not necessarily come forward and make any pronouncements about the candidate selection process and what their role was, because you do not want to tin the system for those who have not been addressed yet. When it goes through that level, if needs be, the party would do. If you have two candidates that's running neck and neck, you're not sure both have a very good chance of winning the seat, then you may want, there are times when we have actually done a poll in the constituency with the names of these individuals to see in a wider outlook in the constituency. And then a recommendation from all of this information, the party constitution states that the final decision after you've gone through all of that to make a recommendation to the National Council is that of the political leader. When the political leader makes that recommendation to the National Council, if he does not get the majority support of the National Council, then you have to recommence the process. You understand, Tim? So it's a very clear and transparent process. And I can tell you there are constituencies that have sent as many as 3 names up where the panel put together by the political leader would interview these 3 potential candidates and then upon the presentation, the review, what they got from their branch, and a poll that may be done in this instance, all the information is going to be compiled before a recommendation is made to the council. So that is as transparent and as open a process as can be followed. And there's still my understanding of what happened last night is that Taro presented himself as a potential candidate on the basis that a formal announcement has not been made of who the candidate is for Castries South. Now, there are issues that I cannot disclose at this point in time because there are certain commitments you give to individuals. And because everybody want to say what they want to say does not mean that the hierarchy of the party must come and acquiesce. Things look a certain way that you're going to breach the confidence of persons that you have engaged in a process. That cannot be done. So for the persons to expect that the chairman of the party or the political leader of the party will come forward and say, well, no, this is what we endorse and this is not what we endorse. The party is not in the position to make a declaration at this point in time because of certain commitments that have been given. So, team, I want persons to be clear that there's no chaos in UWP. There's no, in fact, we are proud of the fact that there are potential candidates, so many of them, team. And you know what that tells me? The tide is in the favor of the United Workers' Party. When you have as many as 7 candidates in one constituency vying to be the person selected, you know how tough that task is, Tim? So I want to reassure United Workers' Party supporters, I want to reassure St. Lucia, there's no secret maneuverings happening. Any decision made by the body can be substantiated on facts rather than on feelings and opinions of people. Because we don't go and choose the name first. If a name does not come to us from the branch, we cannot consider the name at this point in time. So every name that has come to the council or the committee to review are recommendations that came from the branch. And that's what I tell people. If you want to have a say in what is happening, be a member of the party, join the party, become a member, and when you become a member, you will have a vote in the selection process of who becomes a candidate. So, team, I see what happened there as healthy. I was impressed, I must say, by the presentation, the parts of it I heard because I was in a meeting, I didn't have most of it. But the situation as it came across, the chairman, who is privy to more information than other persons who, because he sits on the committee, felt within himself that he had to clear the air on certain issues. If I was in his place, that's not how I would have done it. But in democracy, team, there are certain things that people will do that upon on hindsight, they would say, boy, I could have done that differently. He did not get involved in this part of it because we are going through a process, and until you have finalized and closed the process, the party is not in a position to come and make a pronouncement. So the candidates we could have announced, they have been announced.
Okay, Mr. Joseph, thank you so much for your contribution. Okay, thank you so much. Just heard there from the first deputy political leader of the opposition, UWP, Mr. Guy Joseph. Still to come, A word of advice to incoming politicians. First, quick delivery office along the Monjuro Highway next to the barber shop is having a huge damage thinset sale this Saturday, March the 22nd. Regular gray thinset $20 per bag. All-purpose white thinset $40 per bag. Great deals on coral tiles too. Sale starts from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 719-3278. Again, 719-3278. 719-3278 for more information. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, or send an email to customersupport@lucelec.com for assistance. Lucelec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
St. Lucia, KFC has the crunch with our all-new strips and dip. 3 crispy, golden brown chicken strips, hot fries, a buttery biscuit, a refreshing 16-ounce Coca-Cola, all for $25. Hurry to KFC and dive into the dip life today.
Dip, dip, and dip. Your chicken strips in no dip, 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 and dip. Barbecue buffalo dip, ranch, honey mustard dip. KFC got all dips.
Order now at kfcslu.com or WhatsApp 484-0400. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Are you tired of going from doctor to doctor, spending time and money, yet still not getting the answers you need? Now, at La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, we bring you the latest in medical technology, our state-of-the-art radiation-free full-body MRI. With unmatched accuracy, we can detect illnesses early, giving you the answers you deserve and the treatment you need, saving lives and saving money. No doctor referral needed. Results in just 24 to 48 hours. Plus, a free consultation with a doctor to explain all your results in detail. Don't wait. Take advantage of this special offer and book your full body MRI at our Cocoville, Rodney Bay, or Castries locations. Call 451-6559 now. La Clinique du Corps. Your health is our priority.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you.
Just for me?
Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience.
So I get to treat myself every time I shop?
Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today. at www.mnchomedepot.com.
Taco Thursdays at Senior Snapper from Thursday, 13th February 2025 and every Thursday.
St. Lucia, your Thursdays just got a whole lot better. After work, there's only one place to be. Taco Thursdays at Senor Snapper Seafood Grill and Margarita Bar.
In Cruzley Town, that is Marie Therese Street.
Live DJ, fresh tacos, and island vibes. What more do you need? Tacos for just $10 plus 2-for-1 margaritas and mojitos to keep the good times flowing.
Thursdays is Taco Thursdays at Senor Snapper.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin, and for reinforcement, St. Lucia, it's time to shake off the work stress and turn up the vibes every Thursday. Senor Snapper Seafood Grill and Margarita Bar in Grosley brings you Taco Thursdays, the perfect after-work lime with great food, drinks, and also music. Located in the heart of Grosley at Marie Therese Street, right where the Energy is, formerly known as Aloha Restaurant. Let's continue with your calls and your WhatsApp messages. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Again, 716-2026. So we extracted this clip from yesterday's Street Vibes, which is aired on the DBS News World. And this woman has a message for politicians.
Politicians, when they put you there, I hate to see that y'all are sending words back and forth to each other. If they took out a particular color right there, you should prove to the people of St. Lucia that people put you there, you trying to make the best of whatever. Stop throwing remarks back and forth. Y'all are grown people, act like grown people. Stop acting like kindergarten children who are just entered the school for the very first time. Politicians, when they put you there, I hate to see that y'all are sending words back and forth to each other. If they took out a particular color right there, you should prove to the people of St. Lucia that people put you there, you trying to make the best of whatever. Stop throwing remarks back and forth. Y'all are grown people, act like grown people. Stop acting like kindergarten children who are just entered the school for the very first time.
That was extracted from yesterday's Street Vibes broadcast on DBS television. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says that via WhatsApp, good afternoon to all. What happened on your show last night was a total disgrace. However, I always try to see the good in every situation. Mr. Leo has just opened the door to new thinking. I believe that it should be made part of the process, that prospective candidates should be encouraged to make known their background, skills, and intentions known to the nation. After all, they will be serving the people of St. Lucia, not just the party they have applied to. We have a call. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello? Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, Golden Dragon.
Goodbye to that caller. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Again, 716-2026. Somebody says they're via... No, okay, we have lost this one via WhatsApp. Let's see if we have another message. Let's take a WhatsApp call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, and good afternoon to Amanda.
Good afternoon, caller.
Tim, I guess Mr. Taro has had actually a national splash in his baptism in St. Lucian politics.
What he's gotten is a lot of free advertisement over the last few hours.
Absolutely. Everybody's talking about Taro, and that can't be anything but good. And that's what I see in there. UWP has some work to fix up some of its internal communication and actually its communications as well. But Tim, that's not what I really want to talk about. I just want to congratulate Taro for, putting his hat into the ring. I don't know the gentleman, but it's a brave step by anyone. Tim, I've been watching this. Remember, was it in November I know it was sometime last year, but I just haven't got the month correct in my mind, when the minister responsible for the CIP presented a report on the CIP under the auspices of the, what do you call it, the minister's statement. Was it November of last year?
Caller, you might want to call tomorrow on that particular subject that you want to raise there. All right? It certainly is not in tune with what we are discussing today. All right? My apologies to you, sir. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Let's see if we can get another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, you're on the air. Hello? Okay, we lost that call as well. Let's see if we get some more calls. Let's see what's happening in the chat room. Amanda, any comments in the chat room to go through?
Yes, my NewsSpinner says here, Tim, after reading this letter from Mr. Dennis Leo, I must say the UWP executive has something to think about and must be scratching their heads as to whether they made a good decision with the present candidates that they selected. Another comment reads, to you all flubbers that like to say if they do not choose your preferred candidate, you will not vote. That's why we are in this mess. SLP is sure to win again with that mentality. We're still are. Someone says here, I want to ask only one question. Is it only in politics someone can make a vibrant contribution to the country? Everybody is not a politician. Another comment here reads, what foolish comment is that about? In not selecting Taro, UWP wants a candidate in Hile's category. What category is that? A scandal-plagued minister with all kinds of ambiguity around his actions? Y'all really know how to talk crap. Educational accomplishments do not equal to good character or ability to govern with humility and in the best interest of the people. A NewsSpinner says there he's an economist working with the CDB, and with all the ongoing financial issues, he has not made a public statement, but want to be a representative. Troops. Another comment there reads, wow, this is the first time I'm disappointed in UWP. I am a strong supporter, but I do not know what to think now. Another comment here reads, I will say this wholeheartedly without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion when I say that some of the UWPs are their own worst enemy. Another comment here reads, bit of a long one. We must put St. Lucia first and focus on what truly matters for our community. I met Tommy when he was in his 20s as an employee of Barclays Bank. What stood out was his character. He embodies integrity and empathy and is dedicated to service. Coming from humble beginnings, Tommy understands the constituent struggles across Castries South. His commitment to transparency, community engagement, and practical solutions sets him as someone we can trust. It is not accurate to indicate that Tommy has not started going through the Castries South constituency. He cannot be there every day because of his current position, which is understandable. UWP supporters, if you genuinely care about the party winning the upcoming elections, please stop spewing negativity in the media and on social media. You are not helping the party. And if someone says there, so that's the long way of saying the so-called delegate was wrong and out of place in his pronouncements. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Let's see if you have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Timothy.
Hi. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Timothy, I think that guy is a better candidate, you know. Tika would have been a better candidate for that. Tika would have given the guy a better run than any other candidate put there at all. Why that UWP can't see that? I mean, it's at the end of it, the candidate has been chosen. But I'm just saying that Tika would have been a much better candidate in that constituency than any other the person they put in. I could tell you that. Even though that he's a former Calypso monarch, he's a well-known teacher, educator, and all kind of thing. I'm just telling you that I hope that they are putting the right person. Somebody has to come better than Tikawa, because Tikawa would give that guy a run for his money. I can tell you that. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, caller, thank you so much. Let's see if we have another call. No, we've lost this call. Let's try again via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
Boy, I've been trying and get the line, boy, by hour, but finally I got it. Let me tell you, I have an update for you, Tim.
I'm listening to you.
as of 20 past 11, I went to the school to see Tikaru. He sat down behind his desk. I asked him two things. Number one, I asked Tikaru, was he ever aware that he was sidelined in February, according to the chairman? He said no. I then asked him, was any email correspondence received by him by February to probably the 1st of March? He said no. The man showed me a letter on his screen, and the letter was dated the same time for your interview, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it tells me that the chairman knew that he was going to be presented on your show. So the chairman actually sent him an email dated for the same day. It was never in February, never in March. And the man had no idea about that. Tim, another thing again. I understood that the chairman was supposed to call your show and give a formal apology. It's almost the end of the show, and the man never called to give an apology. And I understood that there's a problem with him there right now, because he literally caused a problem in the party.
Well, maybe
you understand?
Maybe he could not have gotten the line, caller. It's possible. It's possible. No. I'm just saying to you, it's possible. It's possible.
Okay. All right. Listen to me. I also understood. Now, I cannot reveal certain things. I understood that the man didn't want, he had made it known to certain individuals, he didn't want to work with Tikaru. You understand? Now, Tikaru will not come on air right now because he's been asked to stand down. I'm being honest with you. He didn't want me to come and say anything, but I was going to put it out. You understand? Because there is some problem there right now there. And it's because of that chairman. He didn't want to work with the man. You understand? There was no email or there was no sideline in February. That's a lie. That is a lie, and he well knows it. You understand? Now, the thing about Tikaru, he is willing to spend on people. Because let me tell you something. Yeah? Tikaru spoke to us, a group of us, and he was saying that if he is given a chance, he wants an initiative whereby the families that have underprivileged kids will be put on a program where the school would feed them, and also the parents would have received a little stipend every month, like a $250. You understand? Now, apparently it looked like that guy is not on the same line. This people are not on the same line with Tikaru, because Tikaru genuinely wants to help the people. He's willing to spend, and that's the money you're dealing with. Because even he being a teacher there, some of the kids that he spends for them, even the parents come, he gives them money. This is a man who takes the problem on his own. He goes home with the problems, you know. You understand? He's like a problem solver. Tikaru will say, you sit down there. He don't care if you buy a ghetto. He will sit down there with you and they'll talk. He is not going to be a guy passing his car, his windows up, you call him, he's not answering. You understand? And I said it last night. And I will say it again. A lot of people was not willing to vote because of the fact that they are fed up. You understand? But when they heard that he is entering the arena, he's a prospective candidate to enter, they changed their mind. My neighbors all going all down by Dubule, all down Fulasho, all down hospital. Everybody was coming on board. But you see, the ego of some people who feel that they want to force down candidates because they're bankers or because they have some high status. This doesn't work again. People do not choose people. People are not going to accept somebody because they have a high status, they have a degree, or they are a banker. But these other people, when you see they get into power, they pass you on the road. They don't want to see, when you say give them the vote, they get in power, they finish with you. They're not interested in taking money to spend on the people. That's not what they're about. That is what Tikaru is about. He's interested in the development of the people. And that's what the problem is. You understand? Up to now, your show is finishing. And the chairman, hasn't called. The party leader asked him to make the apology. Up to now, he hasn't called. You understand? Everybody is up in arms about these things. A lot of people have actually turned their people saying right now that lately yesterday, I'm being honest with you, everybody's disenchanted with that. Nonsense. But anyway, as I told Tikaru, it's a poll party. He decides what he wants to do. Okay, Tim?
Okay, caller. Thank you so much for calling. What's happening in the chat room, Amanda? Any comments before we conclude the broadcast?
Just a few, Sim. Someone says what the chairman did prove is what the Bible says. What was meant for you will be turned around for your own good. That call, which was supposed to undermine Tikaru, worked to elevate him and gain him favor in many people's eyes. Now the comment reads, Tim, do you have an appointment after the show? Your patience is hanging by a thread with the callers now. Let's see if we have any more comments. Someone says here, give me an imperfect UWP rather than a corrupt, incompetent, and unauthorized. Okay, we'll have to skip that comment. I lost it. That's it for me, Tim.
Okay, thank you so much, Amanda. Once again, remind you of our question of the day. Our NewsSpin question of the day reads, what should the ideal candidate selection process entail? What should the ideal candidate selection process entail? Our NewsSpin question of the day. And finally, our NewsSpin news of the day. Our NewsSpin news of the day reads, more than 150 unprecedented climate disasters struck around the world in 2024, and that is according to the United Nations. More than 150 unprecedented climate disasters struck around the world in 2024, according to the UN. That's a broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.